Good morning, Facebook. How y'all doing? It's been 2 days since the election, and it seems like everyone has calmed down. Took me a couple of days to calm down. But in my calming period, what I understand is regardless of how you voted, whether it was for Trump or whether it was for Hillary, God was in control of the outcome. Therefore, we have to come off the panic mode. And there are many that are still in panic mode. And especially on Twitter, they're panicking. But for those of you that have calmed down, now it's time for us to help others to calm. No, at least my followers, the majority, we didn't want Trump. And we didn't want Trump for many reasons. But as history tells us, and the biblical facts have told us, that God uses whom he wants to use. And he used them when he wants to, how he wants to. And he has his own reasons. I had a soror that said that, made in one of her comments and one of her posts, he said we have to trust in him with all our heart and lean not until our own understanding, because we don't understand it. But in all our ways, we have to acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. I stand to believe that since God allowed Trump to be in office, and apparently that is who he chose, he's going to use them. And he uses them however he wants to use them. If you remember the 10 Commandments, when Pharaoh kept hardening or changing his mind about letting the Israelites go, the word tells us that God hardened his heart. And then he changed his mind. And then he said, I'll let him go again. And then God hardened his heart. So God uses whomever he wants to use for his own purpose. And we may not understand, but I want you all to know that you must not remain in panic mode. Who is your rock? Hillary was not our rock. None of the 45 presidents, or 44 and the 45th to be, was ever our rock. So regardless of the storms that we are going to face, you have to remember who your rock is. Well, you have to put your faith in God. Some of you have to make some changes. You don't like your situation, how you live in. You don't like the fact that your neighborhood is not being taken care of. You got to make some changes. Be a part of your neighborhood. Be a part of your community. Go back to school. Go back to school while you have an opportunity to go, because some of us can go for free. You can get a grant and go back to school, whatever it takes. And think about your children, and think about your children's children. You have to make the path for them. Trump can't do that. You have to take care of your own health. Trump can't do that. You have to do what you have to do in order to be what you want to be, and to go where you want to go, or to live where you want to live. It's up to you. Trump was not our choice. He definitely wasn't my choice. Even though, again, me and my auntie had a disagreement. But she had an insight that I didn't have. And that is God to change his heart of how he is. Or maybe God won't change his heart, but maybe God is using Trump to get us where we're supposed to be, or to depend on him. Because we have a jealous God. We have a jealous God. And he will do whatever it takes to get our attention. And that's what he's done. The word tells us that he uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. The foolish things. All these experts in the political arena never ever would have thought that Donald Trump would have won this election like he won it. It wasn't just like it was a narrow razor blade type difference. He killed it. And even Romney said, I've never seen anything like it. That sounds like that's God to me. Never seen no victory like it. That sounds like God. And so all of you that's on Facebook that are still pondering and panicking in the panic mode, you got to get out of it. Because when you're panicking, that means you're not trusting the rock of your foundation. Because if Hillary or the presidents are the ones that you choose as your foundation, or the ones who have to take care of you, then I'm sorry, you're on sinking sand. You're on sinking sand. You need that rock. And so God will get your attention if it takes Donald Trump to do it. He'll get our attention. So I just want to take a moment to say, stand up. My black community, we need to come together. Can't keep saying Black Lives Matter. We cannot continue to say Black Lives Matter when it doesn't matter to us. Black Lives Matter, we don't even have to quote it. We don't even have to chant it. When we begin to do and act like Black Lives Matter, other people would say, wow, Black Lives Matter. We shouldn't even have to say it. We need to stop doing what we do. I mean, every time we turn the news on, you're seeing black on black crimes. That's not Trump's fault. The black on black crimes was not Hillary's fault, not Obama's fault. Nobody's fault but the blacks. So if you're watching this video and you're living in a neighborhood where in front of your house, and I always use this, garbage. You took the garbage out, or one of the young people from the house took the garbage out, and you dropped a milk carton or anything, but you just left it there. Or people walk past your house and drop their food and their chips, and you'll go day by day and let it sit there. That's your house. That's what God blessed you with. And you want to be blessed with more. You want to get out of where you are. But God will only give you what he can trust you with. If it's a little, that's all he can trust you with. Do what you have. If you have wherever you stand, where there's lights and gas and running water, wherever you are, it may not be what you wanted to have. But are you a good manager of what you already have? Are you a good manager of your finances? Because I'm still working on mine. I'm not where I used to be. And I don't plan on going back to where I used to be financially. But the little that you have you shown God that you can manage that? Do you cut your grass? Do you help by cutting your neighbor's grass that may be an elderly? These are the things that we have to do to show, not say, but these are the things that we have to do to show that Black Lives Matter. Trump said, what difference does it make? What do you have to lose? He said, what do you have to lose? Your schools are terrible. So that means they already know this. He said, you don't have any money. You don't have jobs. Your kids are running wild. This is what he said during his campaign. He said, so, choose me. What do you have to lose? And the only answer that I can say to that, because it's not you, it's our rock that provides, is dignity, integrity. Because if your house is the one on the street, and I don't know why I'm going there, but I'm going there. But if your house is the one on the street whose grass is not cut, or who has the garbage all over the place, then you have no pride in yourself. But yet we chant Black Lives Matter, but your house is dirty. We chant Black Lives Matter, but we're standing in line for 3 hours for Jordans, but won't go vote. We say Black Lives Matter, but we won't raise up our children in the way that they should go, so when they become older, they won't depart from it. But Black Lives Matter. Black History Month's coming up, a little short period, and we'll be posting and talking and debating and having all our history shows. But when are we going to begin a new history and walk the talk? It's not even about Trump. I cried out the day of the election, yes, because I stood for her. So so that was my right to do. And I pleaded and I cried because I wanted the Black lives to go out and vote. And we didn't. But regardless, God chose who he wanted in office. And he wanted to get your attention, and he did. He did. And so Donald Trump is the chosen one. He is the chosen vessel for this hour. So you have to accept that. And if you continue to reject it and talk negativity upon it, then you're telling God, your choice is not good enough for me. Your choice is not good enough for me. LeBron, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and whomever else went out to support, that was not God's plan. God's plan was for Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States. Now, God honors the fact that you had a choice. God honors the fact that those that went out had the faith to go out and vote and choose who you want to choose. God honors that. But he still wants us to know that he's God and there is no other. There is no other beside. And Donald cannot push a button of nuclear war or anything else unless God says push it. He's God. He's in control. He's been in control from the beginning, and he will be in control until the end. And in your life, let me close it up with this. And in your life, you may not be satisfied in the way it turned out thus far, but know that God was in control. Communication with him to know what the next move is. Communication with him on a regular, not just when you're in trouble and your light's about to be turned off, on a regular, so that you can understand what's going on. Okay? The rock. Who is your rock of your foundation? Can't be on sinking sands. Can't be on sinking sands. So I'm going to close out. I just want to encourage you all to encourage yourself. Take a look around. Examine even within your home. Because I'm going to tell you, the condition of your home usually tells you what the condition of your heart is. And I learned that back in, I believe it was 1989, where I had a beautiful apartment. And it was just me. And it was getting kind of junky. You know, when you live by yourself, if you want to wash the dishes, you wash the dishes. If you want to make up your bed, you make up your bed. If you don't, you don't. But it was my bedroom. It just got, out of hand. Clothes was everywhere, and I wasn't brought up like that. And one day I sat there, and I'm like, and what the Lord spoke to me was, the chaos that's going on around you is signifies the chaos that's going on the inside. So if your house is tore up, you have to think about it. Something on the inside of you is tore up, because we have a God of order. He loves organization. If things are not going right on the outside, that means something is going wrong on the inside. Because when you have peace on the inside, the storms of this world will not disturb you. You got to have that peace on the inside. And for those of you that know that I'm talking to you, I'm not trying to offend anyone, because I don't even know who's going to watch this video. Who's ever watching it, you were supposed to watch it. Get your house in order. Get your house in order. Your grandchildren are watching you. Your grandbabies are watching you. Your children are watching you. And believe it or not, you are somebody's, somewhere's mentor. You are somebody is admiring you for whatever gift it is that God has given you. And you have a gift. Somebody somewhere is watching you at all times. It could be the clerk at the store or the teller at the bank. But somebody somewhere is watching you, and you are touching somebody's life somewhere. And you're just a little people, but you are touching somebody somewhere. So if you have a rock that you're standing on and you are not in panic mode, then that one is watching you, knows what to do next. You understand what I'm saying? Facebook or Twitter. Somebody somewhere is watching you. You are important to somebody's life. You are important to somebody's life. So examine. And keep our country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump in prayer. Keep Hillary Clinton or the Clintons in prayer. Keep our government in prayer. Because our prayers, they depend on. They may not know it, but they depend on it. And our prayers is what God uses to move. Our prayer is what God uses to move. And your prayers are not unheard. And if you think about it, things that you have already prayed for have already come to pass or already in the working. So, okay, I'm going to hang up or I'm going to sound off. I love you all. Feel free to make your comments. Feel free to share. But the word for today is stand on your rock, which in my faith is the Lord Jesus Christ. And to trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. God is the author and the finisher of your faith. And he's going to take care of you. He's not a man that he should lie. Neither is he the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, is he not going to do it? If he spoke it, he's going to make it good. But it's according to your faith. To your faith. So scrap Donald Trump as far as panicking. He is God's chosen vessel for this hour. Bottom line. I love y'all. God bless you. Keep me in your prayer as I go stronger and grow stronger and stronger in him. And peace unto you all. Comfort. Peace and comfort. Stand on your rock. It can't be moved.